Welcome everyone to the Scott Spot, where we school around with education. I'm Scott, slowly but surely, with some ideas, insights, and suggestions for helping both teachers and administrators with the evaluation process. Before we begin, I need to make it clear that I am not the official spokesperson for Madison School District. I'm the Director of Video Instruction, and that's about it. With all of our video training, keep in mind that your individual administrator or department head may see things a bit differently. You are still answerable to them, obviously, and not me. I am in no way an authority on anything, just someone with some ideas that may be useful to you, to both administrators and teachers. The purposes of these podcasts and videos are to, first and foremost, train teachers and employees, and second, to demonstrate examples of ways to use technology to communicate with your various audiences. Each video or podcast duplicates your power to influence others when they need it, not just when you are available to teach or train. Thank you for submitting your ideas and suggestions for training. We are definitely changing the landscape of training from scheduled meetings to real-time, on-the-spot information you can implement right now, whenever or wherever you may be. Today we're talking about the evaluation process here at Madison School District. We'll be looking at and going through the board policy. But first, let me say a few things about policy. Whenever I drive on the freeway, the speed limit is posted. That is the law or the policy for that particular stretch of highway. However, there are times when we are directed to slow down for some particular reason or situation, such as highway maintenance, an accident, or weather conditions, etc. They do not go through the process of creating an additional law or policy for the fact, let's say, a herd of cows are loose on the interstate. That is where directives come into play. We are temporarily directed to slow down or be cautious so as not to run into one of the wandering animals. When COVID-19 hit our district, there were some folks that insisted we create a new policy on wearing masks. We already had existing health and safety policies on the books, so we chose instead to follow directives from the district that followed guidelines provided by the health department. You might say the COVID cows were out in force, wandering around on the freeway. We followed the directives, slowed down, and dealt positively with the situation. I understand everyone has their own position on masks, and I don't want to confuse that issue with the fact that there are times when directives make good sense and others when thoughtful study can be used to develop a sound policy or, let's say, a speed limit. Having been an administrator when the COVID cows were wandering the freeway, I can tell you that receiving updated and reliable directives help children more quickly and more effectively learn than trying to change all the speed limit signs along the interstate. In my opinion, policies should be generally true in most situations. Directives provide a safe and effective way to keep from running into, let's say, the stray cows. Okay. Enough bull for now. We're talking today about policy, specifically the evaluation policy at Madison School District. I'll be referencing the board policies found on our website, and you can find those at msd321.com. Scroll down to the 3 columns of red buttons and click on School Board, which is the bottom red button on the bottom right corner of the page. The page showing our Board of Trustees will then appear. On the right side of that page, click on Board Policies. Notice that we're currently in the process of rewriting all existing policies, and some of them have been completed. The 5000 section, 5000 section, named Personnel, has been updated and contains the policies we'll be talking about today. Click on that section and several subsection titles will appear. So go down to section or to number 5340, Evaluation of Certificated Personnel, and the district evaluation process for certificated teachers will then appear. The first section at the top provides a rationale for the policy. Yes, there are state requirements, but I love the fact it is specifically stated in the policy that the purpose of teacher evaluation is to, quote, assist personnel in professional development and achieving district goals, close quote. During the 3 decades I've been in the district, the overarching philosophy has always been to do what helps children. I love that idea. If we're not helping children, what are we doing? That philosophy has guided all the policies in our district over time. Now, we then get into the requirements stipulated by the state on the policy, which include at least one written evaluation to be completed no later than June 1st. It should include multiple measures aligned to the Charlotte-Danielson framework. It should also include 2 documented observations, one of which should be completed before January 1st, and an individualized professional growth plan, or an IPLP, for each teacher. In an upcoming podcast, I'll be going over these requirements more in detail, but notice that there is a considerable amount of information to be gathered by the principal or administrator. Keeping all that gathered data organized can be overwhelming. Each administrator will have her or his own way of keeping track of what's been done, when it was completed, and what still needs to be accomplished. One particular strategy that worked for me over the years was to create a Google Doc file for each teacher. I didn't make this real complicated. I created a template, then named one duplicate file for each of the teachers in the building. Each teacher was given rights to access their own file only. The file contained subheadings outlined all the required information to be gathered during that particular contract year, along with notes indicating time-sensitive deadlines for completion, etc. I included data in that file gathered from informal walkthroughs and other informal evaluations, anything that would provide an accurate picture of the teacher's performance. It also gave the teachers a chance to get feedback on evaluations, informal evaluations that I had completed. The teachers became active advocates for themselves by submitting notes and comments from parents, sign-in sheets for parent conferencing, plays, presentations, etc. The shared document became a treasure trove of information that informed a more accurate evaluation, or a picture of the evaluated teacher. An unexpected benefit of the process was the fact that much of the information carried over to the following year. The fact they had national recognition of some kind or achieved an advanced degree, such as a master's, etc., was definitely relevant from year to year and did not need to be recreated in a new document. In addition, whenever I was asked about a particular teacher, I could go to the Google Doc and have access to such things as years of experience, training, advanced degrees, all of that stuff. It really was an evaluation tool that became more and more valuable with each additional year of service. So now, if you're a teacher, I would invite you to create your own Google Doc or electronic file, whatever works for you, even if your administrator does not require doing so. Just follow their rules, but keep your own files as well. Become aware of how the evaluation system works and how to become an active participant in gathering evidence, not only to help improve your evaluation, but more importantly, to help children learn more effectively, which is our primary objective. I think I mentioned that earlier, yeah. If you're an administrator, develop your own process of gathering in performance data that works for you, and I'm sure you already have one. Many of you have been using your own for years, not just because the reports are required by the state, but because it helps children learn more effectively. For all of us, becoming more aware of the speed limit signs on the freeway will keep us from running into any escaped herd of belligerent bovines that may suddenly appear. Watch for my upcoming podcasts as we continue to school around with education. This has been the Scott Spot, and I'm slowly but surely looking out for you. Bye now, everybody.